Shanti. Thank you, Miraban, for the introduction. And by now, all of you would be knowing me very well through this introduction. But experience has been from the time I entered and received Baba's lap. And in that was what I gained: the love, the education that Baba gave me into spirituality, which I had not known anything about. And later on, it was Baba who took me to every field of service. Because coming down from Hong Kong, I did not know anything about India, not even the language Hindi. So Baba took me into the exhibition services, which was later on started in 1964. Then only after that, the real courses started. So there was a small tent in which Jagdish Bhai used to give the courses, and he would take me along and he would say, you now attend to this person, that person, even writing some things. So in this way, as I grew up, I was also taken along the path of service in spirituality. I was lucky to have my whole family into this path, which helped me a lot. Later on, Baba made me instrumental to be one of the delegations, in which we learnt more things of the West and how they could adapt themselves to the Indian philosophies in the way it was given to them, and how they absorbed the knowledge immediately, which was something new for us, because in India, they don't do it so easily. But in the foreign countries, they were actually waiting for something. And that something was Baba, who landed us there in their lands. This also increased our experience of attending, servicing the various types of natures and places and individuals. And as the experience grew, we also developed that into ourselves. Because in the forest, foreign countries, they would ask many questions, something we would have never been hearing in India. But then Baba just helped us along how to answer to them. And giving the answers to them, we also received something new in our minds. And later, Baba had just decided from my young age, which I did not know. My aim was to go everywhere. But Baba had his mind that I should go for Madras. Many a time I tried to skip out of it because I wanted to be somewhere else. I had been in Bangalore, which is also the southern end, and so I wanted some new experiences in India also. And once when Baba came, in 1970 March, Baba used to meet us individually, which we cannot expect now. And he met me for 1 hour. Meanwhile, sending me inside, Dadiji had asked me, you ask for Nepal. Okay, I will ask, because I did not know what experience was there for me. And then Didiji asked me to ask for Jaipur, because a new museum had come in. Now there was a clash there. I mean, Dadi and Didiji were both the same for me. What shall I ask? So with that, I said, I'll leave it to Baba. Because I cannot discuss with him where to send me, but this is what Dadiji has said, and this is what Didiji has said. Now what are you going to say? So with this determination, I went inside and he spoke to me, and now what are you going to do? So I said, well, someone has said for Jaipur, and someone has said for Nepal. Now, what Baba has in his mind? And then just smiled, the golden smile that he always has on his face. And then he said, Nepal? In those days, Nepal was still not so developed, the roads, everything. So you will go there, the roads are not there. There's so much dirt, mud, sand, everything is there. You, a princess, how can you walk on those roads? I said, that is out now. Then he said, Jaipur, you are going to do something new. Jaipur is already established. What are you going to go and just sit there on someone else's establishment? I said, that's also gone. So I said, now where do I go and sit and experience something new? From long time, I have been telling you Madras. You think I have become avyakt, so I would have forgotten? It was something, it was just making me think of, no, what should I answer? And then Baba said, what do you want? I said, I've been in the south for so long, and Madras was extremely a very hot place at that time. Now it has become a little better. So to think of Madras was too much. So I said, no, I've been in the south, let me experience the north or anywhere. So he said, you must give the experience to the others, not go and take experience from someone else. You carry with you what Baba has told you, and that is the only way of giving experiences to the others and also experiencing yourself. So then he said, what should I do now? I asked Baba. He said, I have put the garland of Madras in your neck since whenever you have come. And if you want to wear any other garland around your neck, that's your wish. Now that makes it two. Physically, if I want to leave the gyan and go and wear someone else's garland, you go and do it. Or if I want to still stick to my determination of going somewhere else other than the south, it's your. Now, how can I say, no, this is my decision? What Baba says for us, he knows our horoscope and what he can get from us as an instrument. So I said, I leave it to you. He said, in front of me only Madras is there. I said, why, Baba? You have not been there? So I have to take you there? Yes. So then onwards, I threw out everything from my mind, went back to Bangalore, and took from Jaipur Sister Lakshmi, and who's no more now, but she was there with me all these years along. And one Sister Shanta, who is in Madurai, very young age. We three landed, and with very great difficulties, we managed to get a place. Baba played with me at that time also. I said, I have been going to Madras in search of a house, but I have never been given such a place that I could immediately take for a center's worth. Then he said, just this 1 month more. Just go this 1 month more, which was in April 1970. And then I will let you do and go anywhere if you're not successful in getting a place. I said, 1 month, 30 days, and no more. So then he said, okay, 30 days, he reminded me. We went on searching, staying in a hotel where we could not cook, so it was just fruits, or some juices we took out, that's all. But only the consciousness, read the papers and find if there's anything available. And then it was about 25 days. I said, Baba, the messenger here was my own Lokik mother, who was also a messenger, taking messages and coming. So she said, I gave the message to her. It's already 25 days over. So why wait for the end of the month? I just wanted to skip out of it. So, and why Baba's giving pressure for Madras? So the message given to me back again was 30 days, still 5 days more. I said, okay. Then we went on with great efforts. We this thing. There was, the next day, the newspaper there gave very nearby where we were staying and a good place. Oh, it was, the house was not that good, but enough for a start, and it was on the main road which we wanted. But I did not know that community differences were so much there. That area was of Lokik Brahmins. And when we landed in that house, they thought that we were Christians. They wouldn't give us. So I said, why? Then he said, you are Christians. I said, no, with my dress, you think of me as a Christian. I can wear any dress on the stage and behave as a Westerner or an Easterner or a Northerner. So you don't judge by the dress. See what we are talking. It was April 26th. Then he agreed. He didn't want any other person. He said, no, I will keep the house for you. It is only 300 rupees rent. In those days, that was also much. But the others are offering me right in front of you. I don't want them. Some film industry people. So we were happy. The first thing I did, ran and got my mother on the line, and I said, there's no need for me to wait 4 days more. Today we have received, and you all come down, my Lokik father and mother, and witness the signing of the agreement. So that was something off my head. So we have got a house. No, let us start doing services. When I called everyone, they said, you look like Christians. I said, I will guarantee I am not Christian. Then who are you? Oh, come, I'll explain to you there. That's what we are here for. Finally, I came to know that since we were staying in a place which was owned by non-Brahmins, they will not come in. Those Lokik Brahmins would not come or step inside the non-Brahmin house. Even the house would touch them or something. So then I said, no, what, we have just found a house, I cannot leave it. So then we had a little portico outside there, and we put up a shed there. And finally we put a mic there and started giving lectures. They love lectures, but this community differences are there. So then they would put a chair up in their compound boundary walls around that side and sit and listen. So we put speakers, everything. Passing the road, there will be non-Brahmins inside our lecture shed that we have developed. But if anyone sees, all others are staying in their houses with a chair, and the mics are, the speakers are put. Those days we were allowed to use those horns type speakers which go far off. That way we started. And when we got the center, I said, these people are fond of lectures. Let us start announcing in the newspapers, this Sunday, this Sunday, this Sunday, this is topic. Now we had to do everything. We went to the press office, so they would ask me, what is your name? I said, V.K. Shivkanya, because Baba had given me that for giving lectures here. And signed on the card was B.K. Rosy. Because I myself, I'm going to speak, I cannot go and deliver my card to them that I'm going to speak, so you all advertise. So these two names were very beneficial for me in the beginning of the services. That is why maybe Jagdish Bhai helped me to get that name from Baba. So when the people came, they said, we would like to listen to B.K. Rosy. I said, yes. Who are you? I'm B.K. Shivkanya. Okay, right. They were sitting in the hall. 40 people in their own individual cars turned up at our premises, and they were sitting. So when I went and sat and then started speaking, they were looking around, where is B? Because they saw me as Shivkanya, and now here I'm on the stage with them. Where is B.K. Rosy? Then Shanta Ben said, she is B.K. Rosy. Oh, you have two names. I said, two names, one goal, that's all. Then every Sunday they would come. But then that was not enough, that only on lectures, then courses. So gradually we had the center here and the Gita Pashala there in the town area. So finally, Baba made me understand why he wanted me particularly to be there, because all the Sindhi community people were 99% my Laukik relations. So there was someone else of my Laukik family who was doing courses and Gita reading and Veda Shastra reading in the Sindhi community hall. So she was there already before me in Madras, but she was the person instrumental for making me come to the Brahma Kumaris. She left and I arrived. So the Sindhis, they knew me very well. Some of them, most of them, they always used to take me as their daughter. Finally, that lady could not do anything but to welcome me to give some lectures to the Sindhi community there, because I was her niece. So she cannot prevent me, and they wanted me to come there. So that is why no one else can enter into that vast community of the Sindhis there other than their own relation. This Baba knew, I didn't know. So that is why. And then Madras needs English. And individually, first instant, the sustenance has to be done by someone who goes and opens a center there. And that my parents helped me into entering into that field with their support, and later on with the support of the students also. And the Sindhis would come and put in Baba's box something, and that was just right. So Baba said, see, now you understand why I put the garland of Madras in your neck, because no one else will be allowed to step out and give lectures there, under the flag of Brahma Kumaris. In that way, we got established there. And now we have more than about 108 centers in the whole of Tamil Nadu, and about 30 centers, 108 centers in the whole of Tamil Nadu, down to Kanyakumari, the tip end of India. And we have about 25 centers in Kerala South, which is in our division to serve, because we had been doing that service since a long time. And right now we have a very nice retreat center, not as you have in London, not that big, because I've seen the Oxford House there. And but this is something the students have come around and made. The land was given to us, 3 acres land, but we have managed to do the residential and 1 hall so that services can carry on. And when Baba's box gives us more and more, then we do the auditorium and everything. Now, right now, we take batches of 50, 70, or 100 and carry on these services in a hall, which we now use for the conference halls there. Another building we had been able to come up with is a spiritual museum type, and with conference halls for a smaller group, because it is in a place where their tourism is very important in Madras. So this other second one, the smaller one, is just next to Rajiv Gandhi Memorial. And all the VVIPs come there, definitely. All overseas people, VVIPs, come there. And just 2 minutes walk from the memorial is our next conference center and the museum center. So that helps us to enter into the books of the tourism department. The tourism minister is a cousin brother of one of our student who is a professor in a university there. And he manages to get him. And now he has managed to get us into the book there. So when anyone comes, there's Hello Madras, book is there, so they know right from the airport where everything is and what is important. So one from the other, we received help, because Madras is a very tough place. All the Brahmins are the IAS officers. So unless we reach the IAS officers, we cannot take anything from any help or any service from their department. But we managed to get into their departments by receiving from the Home Secretary, who was in a previous period of the government of Chenna Reddy, who helped us a lot in our Yagya year also. And that way we received the entry into the Secretariat. Now, every week, courses of the IAS officers in the civil services who take us to every department of all the wings. So, small groups of all the wings, one after the other, are taking place there. Now we are right in the eye of the public. Even Dadi Janki came 3 months back. She said, Ashaban told me that there was a good service of IAS officers here. Can you call them when I'm there? She had come to see me when I was in the hospital. And we asked them, they said, sure, such a personality, how can we miss? So they came. And all the business people, they also came. So Dadi said, now in Madras you have quality service. Develop that. Let the others go and do the public quantity service, which also we are following up. But quality service is now what you must do. Till your auditorium like this is ready, till then use whatever hall you have in your retreat centers and come up with that service. So that was a direction from Dadi Janki, and we have followed it up. Then when Dadi Janki came, she just wanted to see me because all the news that she had been hearing that I could not get up, I could not do anything, which was true. My kidneys had stopped working. But the doctors found that my kidneys had no damage. The arteries, the veins, the iliac centers, my bladder, everything was perfect. But the kidneys were sleeping, and we have to wake them up. So now I undergo dialysis. But then, before Dadi came, I was taken on stretchers and brought back on stretchers, anything, just stand up and sit, made to sit on the sofa, and then brought back to my bed. That was the only activity I could do. Then Dadi Janki came and they made me sit on the sofa so I could talk to her. And she sent everyone out and she said, now you don't think of any other physical or any services which makes you take a great strain. Now, Baba has said of service through your mental sphere, Manasa Seva, or through the mind, the thoughts. You do that here because this hospital room is just for you. And it was a nice atmosphere. So we started, there was one sister who just accompanied me here, and there was one brother. The three of us would do our meditation. The nurses on their shift would come and just sit there and then ask us. So there were about 24 nurses in the 4 groups that were there. So they also received, some of them were Christians, but they didn't bother that community difference. So that also gave us more hope that we can get these doctors also there. So the doctors also came up to our main center, Shantidham in Chennai, and then in their own offices there, they would call us 1 hour early before they started their work and take the course, and they took the blessings from Dadiji. So the dialysis center also, all the staff also underwent. One of them came here, and the other technicians, now they go for their courses in the various centers that we have there, which is nearer to them. So then Dadiji said, see, Baba has an aim. Otherwise, you would not come to these people who are in the hospital, and they would go their way and you would be on your way. So this is a reason where Baba, I managed to go into 2 hospitals. So in both the hospitals, we were giving this knowledge. And they were very liberal in giving us more time for the visitors and any number of visitors, though I was in the ICU. And in their lunch hours, they would come and meet me. So this was also a different type of service. That I am there, like having a center and my room, and they are coming for courses. So it changed the whole atmosphere. Even the servants, even the other outside, the security department, all would come. And of course, Toli was there always. And Dadiji, when she came, she was there, she came 3 times to me in the hospital, and she would give Toli to everyone, even to the main doctors. So this was one way of her approach to the people there, and the drishti is always there with the Toli. So they received 2 in 1. And that way onwards, Dadi said, I'm leaving now, stand up. At least I should see that. I came with that thought. I felt so bad that Dadi is asking me and I'm not able to stand up unless someone pulls me up. So I tried, but it was no way. So then Dadi said, okay, some other time, but you try. You remember, I came to make you stand up and walk. I felt still very bad. Dadi asking, and never has been there anything that Dadi has said and we have not done. So this was the first time, and it was quite a shock to me that what can I do? It was beyond me. Then when Dadi left and she was nearing the lift, I asked the 2 persons who were there with me, help me to get up. They, with that energy from Dadi, they made me get up. And everyone shouted to Dadi, Dadi, she has stood up. She's standing now there. She came, she stood at my room door and she said, come, come. I said, Dadi, my legs, earlier I had so much weight on me. Now the legs had no weight above. So it was like this. I said, no, Dadi. She said, come, try, come. You take their hands and walk. Then I walked 3 steps. And Dadi said, success! Baba has done his magic, which I had wanted him to make me instrumental for. And now you will be moving onwards and onwards. You know, she was having her hands like this and the gown. It was like an angel had come from above and she's standing there. And the doctors were behind her. And they saw me walking 3 steps. This girl, she's standing up and then she's walking. What's happening? Then Dadi turned around because I couldn't stand up anymore. My legs were giving way. So then Induben was there with Dadi at that time from London. And she said, Dadi, no more. Her legs are giving way. So she said, okay, okay. She turned around, the doctors are there. See, what you could not do, Baba has done. And that is the magic which he works with. He's the greatest magician. And then she had to leave because she had to go to the retreat center for the evening program. And then the doctors came in, and I literally made myself sit down, rushing back with the help of those 2 persons. Then the doctor said, you have stood up and you have walked for your Dadiji. Stand up and walk for me. I said, you have to do your work. She did her work. So I stood up. And that power either you get inside you and will me to get up, or you go your way. I will not stand up for you. And he said, why? I said, that was the magical power. Do you have? You sit in meditation for 1 hour and then you will see the magic. He couldn't dare himself for that because doctors never stand for more than 2 minutes at a patient. So he left. But every day he would come and see me in the ward, which he never does for any other patient, just after the surgery, 1 round, and then no more, till anything happens, which he has to arrive. So everyone understood that there is something special here. Then they started coming. And then he put me across to the junior staff. Every 30 persons group was given to us. So that is how we progressed in the medical field. Now, all the doctors, by word of mouth from these doctors, have come to understand what this is. We give them the print cards that come to us from overseas and print them again because we don't get enough, and ask them to give it to their friends, the other doctors, so that they would also benefit and may come by themselves to the institution. And later on, Dadi had said, when I come next time, you will walk with me and come with me to Madhuban. So I said, next time, because next time would mean 1 year. So I said, okay, Dadi, definitely I should get better at that time. She would not come back to me so soon. So then I said, okay, Dadi. She said, thank you. And then she gave me a very good drishti, powerful drishti, and she left. Then that was in the month of December, I think. And then Dadi, one day, straight away she called me from London and she said, you know where I'm talking from? I said, at this hour you must be in Baba's room. So she said, you guessed right. And I am in Baba's room, and Baba is there with me, and now you are in the minds of both. And now, what are you dreaming about? I said, the only dream comes to me that I'm receiving you at the airport. Really? You will come to the airport? I said, yes. And she said, so can I come now? I thought she was playing. So I said, why not? She said, okay, then I'll give you the date. Date means maybe 6 months later, something. And so soon I didn't expect. So she said, 2 days later, Naina has given me this, my itinerary, how I should go about. And Madurai was there for their Silver Jubilee celebrations, and Dadi had herself opened the topic here of Madurai in the last meeting. So that was something which was supportive to us. And then she said, I will be there by the end of this month, 28th or 29th. That was January. I said, I was just with my mouth open there. Within 2 months, you're coming back? She said, should I not? I said, why not? And she said, this is 3 or 4 days I can give you. You make Madurai and your program. I said, fine. Here, Dadiji was supposed to come to us, Prakashmani Dadiji, but she fell ill, so her the tour was cancelled, but she very much wanted to come. And then Dadi Gulzar was to come in her place, and she had so many programs there in Bombay that she could not make it. Ultimately, she came, Dadiji. So, 2 days, we managed to get the Silver Jubilee celebrations, preparations, everything done in Madurai, and 1 or 2 programs in Madras. And Sister Hansa accompanied Dadi Janki ji. And it was a miracle. Everything went on fine. Ultimately, since I had to send our major staff to Madurai to help them in their work, because Sister Shanta by herself could not do everything. Here I turned around and saw that there was only me who would have to go and receive Dadi at the airport. There was no one, any senior, all the very juniors were there. This was it. Even the senior brothers were not there, they were all at the other end. So then I said, my God, what we have been talking on the phone is now happening in reality. Then I managed. Those days there was a ban for entry of visitors inside because of the Pakistani people entering or something, bomb scares. Then we managed to get from the Home Secretary the letter for the manager of the airport authorities there, and finally for 4 persons we got inside. And that was also something, it must be in a magic from Baba towards Dadi's such great strength to come to us here. Then I was there and Dadi's plane landed, and I left my wheelchair and I walked inside where only the arrivals could only enter the lounge, but I went inside, walking from this distance to this distance. Dadi Janki saw me and she just was so amazed. She couldn't talk. And then she said, "Really? You are walking?" I said, "Yes. You left the magic and it worked and worked. Now I am here as per my word that I will receive you. Baba made it." And then she was so happy. So should I walk now? No, no, no. You go outside. So many are waiting. They cannot be allowed entry inside. Meanwhile, we arrange the tea and snacks, whatever, in the VIP lounge. So this is how Dadi was transit to Madurai. But there were 2 hours in between. So we spoke and she said, "How is everything, this, my welfare, everything?" And then she had to leave. The officers, whoever came, she had a big toli box with her, which is a usual thing she has always. And she started giving them. They took blessings from her, which is very important in life from any person in any field. I understood the real blessing, the meaning of blessing. Normally in our Lokik life, we used to say, blessings are a rain check. We never used to understand what's the hidden meaning behind that. But when I was in the hospital, everyone would be saying prayers, even the nurses. They have a little church hall there, and they would go and pray. The night duty, 2 will go, then 2 will come, like that. In that way, those blessings of Baba and Dadiji, every person who went down south would come. Naturally, blessings are there. That happiness flowed from their visits. And the last and the more greatest blessings was from Dadi Janki. She was so concerned. And the love that I have been receiving in the folds of those blessings had made me experience that the will is the best thing. With these 2 round about it, that you can will yourself to be well. Then onwards, I started picking up, forcing myself to walk with a walker, and now I just need the help of 2 other hands. Baba's hands are there and Dadi's hands are there, but 2 hands of others so that I can walk. Mostly after coming in Mount Abu, I have stopped using much of the wheelchair, and which I never did in Madras. I could not climb stairs, even 3 stairs of the hall stage in our center there when Dadiji came. I put my chair down and I spoke there, and ultimately here Miraben had arranged the wheelchair, but I said no. There's a railing, I will go with it. So this is how Baba develops the strength when we keep ourselves in his hands and you take the blessings into shape within your own strength. So even from overseas, I received emails with their love and their prayers, and even from Madhuban, Nivasis who never write a letter. But all of the brothers, they kept sending me letters so that we would be very close and they would draw me towards Madhuban more and more. So I was determined this time that I missed December, I missed January, I will not miss this. So I didn't tell to Dadiji, I'm coming with you. Then when she was going, so okay, everything is now okay, but you try and eat more. She made Indu Ben sit there and feed me. And ultimately, that feeding made me eat by myself. I couldn't use my own hands, they would be shaking like this. But I changed, and here I am. I eat with my own hands, with Baba's strength, and the blessings around me are still there. I'm improving, ready for service. I couldn't talk this much without coughing. The cough would be there after 10 or 15 minutes of any talk I had with anyone. But today you see me, and Miraben is reminding me that time is over. Om Shanti, and thank you for this chance.